sound system is working. I can assure you of that. Thank you all very much for coming out. A little chilly today, but warm hearts. Let me introduce some of my colleagues who are with us today. First, Adrian Esposito is the Executive Director of Citizens Campaign for the Environment. We have Senator Todd Kaminsky, and we have Assemblywoman Griffin, Judy Griffin. You'll hear from them in a moment. I also want to thank the brothers and sisters of labor who are here, and Matty Yarosich, who is the president of the Building and Construction Trades, and they're actually going to be doing the work. So let's give them a round of applause and thank them very much. And the sun is out. First, let's start with some just really good news on a day of all good news. Let me tell you quickly the COVID update in New York State. COVID yesterday, numbers in New York State was a positivity rate of 2.06. That's the lowest one day since November 5th, okay? So that's great news. Lowest hospitalization rate in the state of New York since November 29th, 3,500. That's great news. Statewide 7-day average positivity 2.5, lowest since November 10th. And here on Long Island, the 7-day average 2.76, the lowest since November 10th. So that's great news. On Long Island, 540 COVID patients hospitalized, the lowest number since November 30th. So that takes us back to Thanksgiving. So it's all great news. Just as a note of reality, 45 New Yorkers passed away from COVID yesterday. So yes, we're making progress. Yes, the vaccinations are going to win the war, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. People are still dying from COVID. So we still have to stay diligent. Happy Earth Day to all. This is the 51st Earth Day. So to get ready for today, I went back and I started to look at the past Earth Day speeches. 51 years, 1970, first Earth Day. You look at the past speeches, you could almost take a speech from 30 years ago and use it today. And it would be almost exactly the same message. We understand the problem, we recognize the problem, we must do something about the problem. That was 51 years ago. 1962, New York had the Storm King Mountain demonstration that actually started the environmental movement. 1962. 1970, New York State formed the DEC, Department of Environmental Conservation, because we understood the problem. 1972, the nation passed the Clean Water Act because they understood that we needed clean water. 1972. Why then are we here today, 51 years later, with the same message, the same note of urgency, but making so little progress that we still have the same basic issues before us? It's an issue, my friends, of commitment, of urgency, and of the confidence in our ability to actually do something about it. We set a lot of goals, and the federal government set a new goal today. And goals are great. Goals to me are like New Year's resolutions. I set a goal of X. I set a New Year's resolution, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I set it just before New Year's. Haven't lost any weight. It's one thing to set a goal. It's another thing to then set a plan of action and commitment to actually make that goal a reality. And that's what we have to do. We have to say, okay, enough of setting goals, enough of plans, enough of aspirations, let's get down to action. We're at Bay Park today. I still call it the Bay Park plant. That's the old name. I remember when Superstorm Sandy hit and we really focused on Bay Park plant, which was damaged by Superstorm Sandy, discharged all sorts of water. And we actually sat down and looked at the plant. And we said, you know, this concept where the plant discharges water, treated water, effluent, into the western bays makes no sense. The plant was built in 1949. When they were discharging effluent from this plant in 1949, Reynolds Channel, you may have said, well, we've been talking about the mid-Atlantic at that time, right? Why are you still discharging into Reynolds Channel, into the western bays? Why would you do that? And we had a big meeting, and everybody was there, and we put this whole scenario up on a whiteboard that said, well, if you didn't want to do that, you'd actually have to, the only alternative, you'd have to pump north from Bay Park, 2 miles, get to Sunrise Highway. You'd have to go down Sunrise Highway 8 miles, another 2 miles. You'd have to get to the Cedar Creek outflow. And then you'd have to build another 3 miles all the way out into the ocean to actually do the discharge there. And I said, well, how about that? And they said, oh, you can't get there from here. So why not? Well, it's 15 miles of pipe that you'd have to run, and you'd have to get up to Sunrise Highway, and it's complicated and it's expensive. I said, yeah, but if you really want to make a difference, that's what you would do, right? Well, it's $500 million. You need to get the federal government. You need to get the county government. You need to get the state government. But if you wanted to make a real difference, and not just give another Earth Day speech, and not just talk about the problem, but not actually deliver a solution, that's what you would do. Today, that's what we are doing. A project that will make a difference for generations. Not an incremental step, not a goal, not a hope, not an aspiration. Not a baby step when the journey is of miles. This is going to change fundamentally the entire South Shore in this area. It makes total sense. Ambitious, yes. Expensive, yes. A lot of work, yes. But essential. And that's what we're doing. And we're doing it efficiently. We're doing it effectively. It will be done in a couple of years. And it's something that we can all be proud of. And it's a lesson to all of us. You want to make a difference? You want to say 51st Earth Day? But I don't want to see a 60th Earth Day because we don't have the time. Then actually, let's show the commitment and the urgency to do it. We're doing it here today. We're doing it in the state of New York. We are transforming New York to a green economy and a green energy system. You know how you do that? By revamping the entire system. There are no incremental steps. Well, we need renewable power. Yes, we're building hundreds and hundreds of renewable power stations. Hundreds upstate. Wind power. But you know what else you need? You need a new transportation grid to get that renewable power to the places that need it. So we're putting in an entire new green grid across the state of New York. Hundreds of miles of cables in the Long Island Sound and in the ocean. A cable from Canada down to New York City, connecting all of upstate where you actually have the ability to site renewable projects. And then we're training workers who know how to build and install the turbines, so we're not calling companies from overseas. And we're setting up an education system to do that. And we're bringing the companies here. Largest investment in the green economy, $30 billion. But it's the only way to do it if we're going to stop talking and start acting. And that's what New York has always done better than anyone else. We are not a state of talkers. We're a state of doers. We dream big, and then we do it. That's who we are. And that's what we're doing today. And it's an honor to break ground with you on this what is an inspirational project. I want to applaud all our partners. I want to applaud the federal government for their help. I want to applaud the county for its vision in undertaking this project. And I want to applaud my colleagues in the state. No state has made this commitment to green energy. No state has made this type of commitment to this ambitious a project. And it doesn't happen if Senator Todd Kaminsky doesn't make it happen in the state Senate, if Assemblywoman Judy Griffin doesn't make it happen in the New York State Assembly. We just passed a budget, which was probably the hardest budget we've ever passed, but it's going to do the most good for this state of any budget we've ever passed. And to Adrian Esposito, who has been inspiring us and advocating and setting the bar where it should be for years, it's a pleasure to be with her. 51st Earth Day. Let's make sure we get to a point where we actually celebrate what we've done rather than still talk about what we need to do. Adrian Esposito, thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor. Well, happy Earth Day, everyone. Let me just start out by thanking and acknowledging some of the other advocates